Look at Obituaries brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Memorial service for Bobby Joe Horton, age 30. That memorial service will be Sunday at 2 p.m. from Curtis and Son North, with the Reverend Billy Epperson and Reverend Hubert Gentry officiating. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Jeanette Chandler, age 84 of Sylacauga, is Friday at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Reverend Joe Kelly officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Chandler died June the 14th. She was a member of the Fayetteville Baptist Church and was the head bookkeeper for First National Bank of Sylacauga for some 33 years. Visitation on Friday from noon until 2 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Thomas B. Tom Richardson Jr., age 92 of Talladega, is today at 2 p.m. from First United Methodist Church of Talladega, the Reverend Minnie Bailey officiating. The family receiving friends in the church parlor 1 hour prior to the service. A graveside service will follow later on today at 4:30 in Elmwood Cemetery in Birmingham. Mr. Richardson died June 14th at his residence, Ursery Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Doris Greenhill Barfield Horn, age 88 of Munford, will be today at 3:30 from Munford Church of Christ, with the Reverend Shane Clark officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The family receiving friends at the church from 2 until 3 today. Mrs. Horn was a member of the Munford Church of Christ, Ursery Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Mayhair Hall, age 68 of Childersburg, is 3 o'clock Friday at K.O. Brown Memory Chapel in Golden Springs. The family receiving friends 1 hour prior to the service at the funeral home. Mrs. Hall passed away June the 11th at UAB in Birmingham. K.L. Brown Memory Chapel, directing. Funeral service for William J. Reed Jr., age 63, will be today at 1 o'clock at Bethel Worldwide Apostolic Church in Childersburg. Burial in the Tallahatchie Church Cemetery. Community Funeral Home, directing. David Hamilton, age 59 of Birmingham, died June the 12th. The graveside service Friday at noon from Pleasant Hill Baptist Church Cemetery in Sylacauga on Pine Grove Road. The family receiving friends at the church from 11 o'clock until funeral hour. Arlington Funeral Home Incorporated, directing. Community Funeral Home Sylacauga will announce the funeral arrangements for Mrs. Mary Fuller, age 79, who died June 15th. Funeral service for Monroe Morgan, age 69 of Talladega, will be Friday at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. The family was receiving friends from 1 until 2 on Friday at the funeral home. Mr. Morgan died June the 14th. He was a native of Talladega and worked for the city of Talladega for some 27 years. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Funeral service for J.L. Wilson, age 80, is 2 o'clock Saturday at Lily Hill Baptist Church, Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, directing. And funeral service for Cindy Elizabeth Weaver Towery, age 17, is today at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Kilgore Funeral Home. Interment in the Blue Eye Baptist Church Cemetery in Lincoln. The family receiving friends today, 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Miss Towery died Saturday, June the 11th. Online condolences at KilgoreFH.com. Kilgore Funeral Home in Pell City, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.